Hello, hello, everybody. It's Tanya here from Iraqi Coaching, here with your weekly update on what's going on with all the planets. Starting on the week beginning Monday, the 3rd of Feb. I just had to check what day it was. And we're here in February already. January went by in the blink of an eye, and I'm sure I'm going to be saying that about every month this year. But here we are. If you feel like January was a bit of a, I don't know, bit of a write-off when it comes to actually getting things done, I guess you're probably right. It was really difficult to actually get up and go to do the things. But now, since the new moon in Aquarius, I feel like we can start to get there. So let's take a look at the charts. Now, I've only got a couple this week because, I mean, there isn't much change happening around, but probably the biggest or the first thing that I really want to talk about is Mercury. So he's currently in his shadow period before he goes retrograde on the 17th of Feb. And what that means is he is currently going through the part of the zodiac where he'll cross back over when he retrogrades. So anything that comes up for you now, any sort of themes or people, ideas, things like that, anything that comes up between now and the 17th of February, pay attention to, because it might be something that comes up during his retrograde period. I'm saying actually, Mercury doesn't have a gender, non-binary, retrograde period for you to actually think about deeply and work with. So the way it's kind of a good way to think about it is, if you're walking down the street, you're walking past a group of shops and you have something specific in mind. So you're starting to walk down the street and you're taking a good look at all of the different stores just to see what they have. Then you get to a point where you're like, okay, I'm going to go back and I've got a general idea of what's going on. So I'm just going to go back into every store and have a really good look. And that's the Mercury in retrograde phase, where you go back in and you go back into every shop and you take a really good hard look at everything, really gather all the details, rethink, renew, re-energize, all of those things. Then you get back to where you started. You're like, you know what? I know what I'm doing now. I know what I want. Things feel a little bit clearer to me. So I'm just going to go back to past the shops and might duck into one or two more. This is Mercury going direct. I'm jumping into one or two more, but I know what I want and I can grab what I want, and then you can just keep continuing, keep going along. So that's kind of the vibe behind a Mercury retrograde. I know it's something that people get really freaked out about, but it's really a good chance for us to look at things. And because it is in Pisces, Mercury will hit the sign of Pisces on Tuesday. Mercury in Pisces can give us a bit of an addled mind, a bit of a confused mind, but it's also a really good way in connecting us to our subconscious. So this is all about tapping into your intuition. So when you're feeling confused mentally, you do all those things like meditation, yoga, anything that gets you out of your head and into your heart or your body, into your intuition. So that's what this period and this season is all about. It's about getting out of our thinking mind, which is very Aquarian, and into our subconscious feeling mind. So keep that in mind. But I will talk about Mercury retrograde next week in a little bit more detail. So the other planet that is changing signs this week is Miss Venus here. So we've had a lovely time with her in Pisces, where she's very, very happy. And on the weekend, she will click over into Aries. Now, this is the chart for Melbourne for the full moon on Sunday. And you can see that Venus is already here in Aries. And when she's in Aries, she becomes like a warrior princess. She is all about, she takes on those qualities of Aries of being assertive and being bold and brave and going where no man has gone before, essentially. So she's here in Aries, and she'll meet up with Chiron here, who is the wounded healer slash teacher. So, and then this may bring up some wounds for you when it comes to your self-worth, self-confidence, and how you are in relationships. So, you know, that's going to be a bit, you know, complicated for some people to work through. The other thing that's happening is the full moon is in Leo, so another fire sign, and it's making this aspect over to Mars in Sagittarius. So there is so much fire going on the weekend. You know, I feel like it'll be a bit of an explosion of emotion if you don't really pull yourself back. Like fire can be very spontaneous. It can just go blur and act without thinking sometimes. So tempers may rise, but and we've got the sun still in Aquarius, which is an air sign, which can, you know, with the air, it can really fan the flames and make them bolder. So just be really careful with that, and with your interactions with people, that you don't act too impulsively. Mercury in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, and the North Node in Cancer, there, that's all the water that we have in the chart. So there's not a lot there to really start to tame the fire and balance it out. We do have quite a bit of earth still, so hopefully we can stay grounded, and that will probably be my tip to you on the weekend, is to stay as grounded as possible. If you can, you know, be outside in nature. If you can, swim in the ocean, be around water. Just try and balance out this element of fire a little bit. But it can be a really interesting moon. Leo is going to be teaching us how to be bold and confident, and but also it's important to be bold and confident in a really beautifully commanding way rather than an attention-seeking way. So yeah, that's going to be our lessons for the week. I do have an event on Friday the 7th in Ascot Vale in Melbourne. If you'd like to come along, we'll be looking at the moon in Leo in a little bit more detail and how it actually sits into your chart. And then we'll have a dance. I've been putting the playlist together, and it should be fun. So come along if you can. Otherwise, have a lovely week, and I'll chat to you soon. Mwah.